Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing amazing. In today's video, I will be tapping into the energies of the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. So as per usual, the timestamps will be in the description bar below as well as the comments. So let's just get started here. Okay, so starting off with Aries, the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay. Okay, guys, so we have the Emperor on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Three of Cups. This could be a week where you're invited to some sort of a gathering by this person, okay? Or it's someone who wants to spend more quality time with you with the Three of Cups here. They're viewing you as someone who's very focused on your work, so it could be something that you communicated to them this week, or maybe you just have a lot on your plate this week, but they are viewing you as, busy or, taking care of business here. But I do see that they want to spend more quality time with you, or Three of Cups could be when you're invited to like a gathering or a celebration here, if there's something that they're celebrating. So let's see. How is this person feeling about Aries? Okay, so we have the Nine of Wands and the Six of Cups. There's something here that's causing this person to feel a bit guarded here. Because with the Nine of Wands being the first card, either this is someone who wants to communicate with you, but they don't have a way of getting through to you, so you could quite literally have them blocked, or there's something here that's causing them to feel a bit on the fence. And then we have the Six of Cups, so I think that this is someone who really misses you, and that could be the reason why we saw the Three of Cups came out when I opened the spread here, like someone who wants to be in your company, someone who wants to spend more quality time with you. But I'm strongly getting an energy of like being on the fence, or there may be something here that they're uncertain about, especially for the Nine of Wands to be the first card in their feelings. This could also be someone who's avoiding something from the past with the Nine of Wands and the Six of Cups, not wanting to revisit something, not wanting, a past situation to resurface here. Okay. Two of Swords. Yeah, there's uncertainty here. This is someone who feels connected to you, but they're not really sure what the future holds. This could also be someone who's struggling to see things from a new perspective, because a Two of Swords could be like a very this or that way of thinking, right? Where it's like, okay, this can only proceed in two different directions, and I'm having a hard time seeing how things could be different between Aries and I. And I do see someone who feels very connected to you, but there's a level of uncertainty. Like, I'm not sure what's going to happen next, or I'm not sure how things are going to be different here. I'm also intuitively picking up on someone who really wants to see a change, but they're not sure that it's realistic, or they're not sure how to go about creating that change. The Empress. And we did see the Emperor as well. This is someone who sees a lot of growth, right, with you. They see a lot of potential here. This is someone who is pretty much viewing you as the entire package. That's what the Empress touches on. But there's something here that either, whether it's something they feel insecure about, whether it's an emotion that they're holding on to, but it's creating like an energetic block for them this week with the Nine of Wands. Some of you could be dealing with a Libra or a Taurus. I'm also seeing that there's an energy of wanting to return home. So I think that you feel like home to this person, or there's a level of security that this person feels when they're connecting with you. And it could be someone who wants to, return, or someone who wants to return because they still feel connected to you. But with the Two of Swords, there's a level of confusion. There's a level of, how do I go about this? And the Nine of Wands and the Two of Swords could also be like someone who's expecting the worst case scenario, right? Whether it's replaying a situation in their mind, or thinking about all possible outcomes, but there's something that feels a bit unsettling, or it's something that's causing them to feel like they're not sure about what they need to do next. And we have the Queen of Wands here. Yeah. This is someone who feels a magnetic pull towards you. There's a high level of attraction. There's a lot of passion here. And they do see the potential, but this is about moving towards or figuring out what to do to actually experience that potential here. Knight of Wands. There could be some sort of inconsistency that's being highlighted for this person as well. And with the Knight of Wands as well as the Nine of Wands, that could be someone who was inconsistent with you in the past and they're coming back around, but they're not sure how you're going to respond. They may feel like you are viewing them in like a fickle energy, someone who's not sure of what they want, or someone who was only giving to the situation when it was convenient for them. And I strongly feel like this is someone who cares about your perception of them. And in the current moment, they feel like, well, Aries is not viewing me as someone who's stable or someone who's able to offer them something stable. Knight of Wands, clarifying the Two of Swords, could also be someone who feels like they made very impulsive decisions without thinking about the future repercussions of that. Because the Two of Swords could be when you're not seeing something clearly. Right, and so that's why in traditional tarot she's blindfolded, but with the Knight of Wands it could be like not seeing something clearly or feeling uncertain but making an impulsive decision anyways. So doing something in the spur of the moment and then later regretting it. Okay. Page of Pentacles and the Page of Swords. So you have someone keeping tabs on you, wanting to come back around, and they're figuring out what to say here. But I will say that they're struggling with figuring out their next move. There's a part of them that feels very uncertain, but I also feel like a part of them feels guarded because of the past that you guys share with the Six of Cups and the Knight of Wands. You know, coming back around, I still feel the passion. I want to connect with Aries, but I have been inconsistent in the past. So I don't know how Aries is going to receive this. The Fool card, yeah. So they're coming back around for sure, but they don't know what the future holds. And there is a level of worry, but I don't think it's going to outweigh their desire to come back around with the Fool card being the closing card. They're coming back around. They don't really have a plan in mind. They're not really sure how you're going to respond to them. But there's this pull that they feel towards you with that Queen of Wands and Empress energy, where they can't ignore that. And that's the reason for them, you know, interacting with you again. The Fool card. The Eight of Pentacles, wanting to prove that they care for you through, you're going to see an increase in effort. Eight of Pentacles is, you know, putting forth the effort or chipping away at something on a, you know, on a day-to-day basis in hopes that it could grow into something larger with the Empress card. I will say that this could be someone, or I should say this could be a connection where someone's career, okay, or finances could have been in the way as well. But I do see that they're viewing you as more focused on your work. Even if it's particularly this week, they feel like you're pouring most of your energy into your finances or your stability. And I think the main concern that they have here is how you're going to respond or your perception of them. Okay, so that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Taurus. Okay, Taurus, let's see. The person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, so we have the Hermit on the bottom of the deck. Some of you could be thinking of a Virgo. Okay. And we have the Hanged Man, Pisces energy as well. So some of you could be thinking of a Pisces. There's some sort of a pause between you and this person this week. The Hermit and the Hanged Man could, you know, indicate that there's some sort of, like, this connection is at a stalemate. But the Hermit is usually when someone is going within. So whether it's, you know, this person could be viewing you as someone who is a bit isolated or keeping to yourself, or there's something here that they're trying to heal, or something here that they're trying to deal with, but it's in a period of solitude. It's not like they're communicating something to you. So this definitely could be someone that you're not speaking to, even if it's specifically this week. Okay. I do feel like with the Hanged Man, this person could be having a shift in perspective when it comes to you or the connection with you. Okay, how is this person feeling about Taurus? Okay, so we have the Two of Pentacles and the King of Cups. Some of you could be dealing with the water sign. So I did mention Pisces with the Hanged Man, but it could be a Cancer or a Scorpio as well. Two of Pentacles and the King of Cups. Someone who's trying to make sense of their emotions when it comes to you. I do feel like they're trying to remain emotionally balanced, but with the Two of Pentacles being the first card in their feelings, this is someone who's trying to maintain a lot at once. This is someone who is thinking about you, but there could be something else that is requiring their attention or focus this week as well. And it's almost a strong energy of like trying to keep it together, but really feeling all over the place or scattered mentally and emotionally. And the Two of Pentacles could be read as, a case of juggling. So it's like there's a lot going on internally for this person, but they're not showing it on the external. And I feel like they're trying to juggle, or they're trying to maintain more than one thing at once, right? And the King of Cups is an energy of, remaining emotionally balanced. I think that this is someone who wants to speak to you or open up to you, but there's an energy of, do I say this or do I say that? I think, the Two of Pentacles being the first card in their feelings is very telling in terms of this is someone who's still figuring out, this week what to do. So if you're not speaking to them, they're like, do I reach out or do I not? Do I break this silence or do I just, remain silent with Taurus here? They're still feeling connected to you with the King of Cups, but there's something about them feeling very scattered emotionally and mentally. Page of Pentacles. That could be read as a message, a text message or a phone call here. There's something that this person is learning about you. And especially with the Hanged Man that we did see, it's like a shift in perspective. This person could have misunderstood something that you expressed to them in the past, or there may have been some sort of confusion surrounding you or your intentions, and that's becoming clear to them in the now. Yeah, something about misunderstanding something that you've communicated, or maybe just jumping to an assumption. But I do see them receiving clarity on you, your intentions, and something that they thought was true, they're starting to realize that it's not. So it could be like an illusion that they're seeing past this week is what I'm sensing here. We have the Six of Wands. This is someone who does want a successful outcome with you. The other thing that I see here, guys, is they're viewing the connection as something where there were constant changes, or they would, like there's an energy of feeling like the both of you would have to constantly adapt to what was changing in this connection. There's almost an energy of, I want more stability, but also I want something to feel more predictable. Whether it's because the connection was very on and off, or they feel like the connection, they were constantly learning something new, but they want something to remain still. But I mean it in a way where it's like, yes, stability, but also this could be someone who feels like, there was like a constant guessing game, for instance, right? Just as a generic example. But I do see them wanting something to feel more stable and still between the both of you. With the Six of Wands clarifying the Two of Pentacles, it's figuring out a way to, grab your attention or speak to you. And I definitely feel like this is someone who wants a successful outcome here with the Six of Wands. Someone here could also be in the public eye, whether that be you or this person. We have the Five of Pentacles. Yeah. They feel they feel left out in the cold, like you're not interacting with them, or maybe they feel like there has been an energetic shift here. But they pretty much feel like an outsider in your life. So the cards are confirming that this is someone that you're not speaking to. And as much as they want to reconnect with you, I think there's a back and forth energy of should I or should I not? So there could be a little bit of a, like a push and pull energy, for lack of better terms. There's definitely like an empty feeling associated with the Five of Pentacles. Someone who's trying to move forward, but they are constantly looking back, or there's something here that's causing them to backtrack here. And because the Five of Pentacles is clarifying the King of Cups, I definitely feel like it's their emotions that are causing them to backtrack. And one of the first things that I was receiving as I opened the spread here is someone who's trying to make sense of their emotions. But there is a part of them that feels very scattered. So it's a little bit contradicting here. We have the Five of Cups. This person reaching out to you, this could be a message of like someone who is telling you that they really miss you, or they feel deprived in one way or another. Because with the Five of Cups, I'm getting a strong energy of someone who could be focused on the disappointment in this connection, someone who's not really feeling like themselves. The things that they enjoy doing, that could be something that they're like, they're not enjoying in the current moment. This could also be someone who's maybe not using the best coping mechanism here. Like they're not in a position of taking care of themselves, and maybe they're just doing something here or using something as a distraction. But I do see with the Five of Cups clarifying the Page of Pentacles, this could be a message of, I miss you, or I haven't heard from you. But this is definitely someone who wants to hear from you, and there's a genuine concern. Seven of Wands. Yeah. Again, what I'm persistently getting is someone who feels like they misunderstood you, but Seven of Wands could also be an energy of someone who is standing their ground, right? Like, if there's something that you and this person are disagreeing on, they're wanting to speak about it in order to compromise. But they feel like if the both of you decide to agree just to keep the peace, it's something that's going to resurface again. The other thing I see about the Seven of Wands, or with the Seven of Wands, is someone who is very protective over this connection as well. So they're not really going to anyone for advice. They want to speak to you directly. They could be keeping a lot of their emotions and pain to themselves as well. The Queen of Wands. Okay, what's the Five of Cups? The Page of Wands, yeah. There's definitely a message of, I don't want to say a message of concern, but really just someone who's missing you and wanting to hear from you. And with the Queen of Wands and the Seven of Wands, I do feel like there could be a disagreement that is resurfacing so that you guys could come to a place of compromise. So it's more of a realistic approach. You know, I'm not going to just say something to keep the peace because I know that it's bothering Taurus and Die. Like that's the energy that I see them coming in with. And I definitely feel like there's a strong, this is someone who still feels very strongly towards you, because we have the Five of Pentacles, but we have the Queen of Wands. So they still feel very determined to pursue something with you. There's still a level of excitement when it comes to the communication between the both of you. Okay. So that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Gemini. Okay, Gemini. So let's see the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, so we have the Queen of Swords on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Hanged Man. Some of you could be thinking of a Pisces, potentially another air sign like yourself, so Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. There could have been some sort of an ending between you and this individual, okay? Or they're viewing you as like a bit detached this week. So even if there has not been an ending and this is someone that you're still, connecting with, it could be that you're not, like the communication is not as consistent, right? Or you're not as focused on this person this week. Like could be something else that you are shifting your focus towards. But it's someone who's viewing you as detached. Let's see. How is this person feeling about Gemini? The Two of Wands, okay, and the Knight of Cups. This could be someone who feels like they owe you an apology. If this is not an apology, it could also be read as like an emotional confession, but with the Two of Wands being the first card in their feelings, they're creating some sort of a plan, right? So they are reaching out to you, but they're planning this, in a period of solitude. And the Two of Wands is a card of planning, but it could also touch on distance, right? So whether it's someone who's at a physical distance from you, or there's emotional distance between the both of you, that could be the case as well. But Knight of Cups is wanting to open up to you emotionally. The Page of Cups, okay. There could be an age gap between you and this individual, but I do see an emotional confession that could be very unexpected. But even if it's coming off unexpected to you, the thing that I see here is they have been planning this for quite some time, and it could even be coming in after a period of reflection. Like there's something here that they're realizing about themselves, or they've had enough time to think about you and the connection with you, and that's when, this confession is coming in. Definitely feel like this is someone who's really in their feelings about you this week, especially with the Knight of Cups and the Page of Cups here. And the Page of Cups could also be when someone is reaching out to you to clear up you know, the, like where you stand emotionally, because that card is also associated with your imagination, right? So there could be something that this person is thinking about, right? Or something that's coming to mind for them, but they don't know if it's the truth, or it could seem like some sort of an illusion that they're having a hard time seeing past here. The Knight of Wands, okay. So they feel an urgency to communicate with you. Some of you could be, you know, interacting with this person as you're watching my read, but I see this as a very fast-moving energy. Someone who feels an urgency to speak to you, someone who's very determined to open up emotionally here. And there's also a lot of passion. So with the Knight of Wands clarifying the Two of Wands, even if there's, you know, some form of distance between the both of you, this is someone who feels very pulled in your direction. This is someone who's like, I need to do something, and I need to do something now. They really want to act on their feelings. The Five of Cups, yeah. And this is why I was sensing, guys, like this could even be like an apology. Not for all of you is it going to, you know, be where this person is coming in and saying, I'm sorry. But for some of you, I strongly feel like there's a level of disappointment or something that this person regrets. And with the Queen of Swords that we did see, it's like they understand that you're frustrated, or they understand why you've chosen to detach here. And so with the Five of Cups, it's like, I don't want to sit in regret, or I don't want to just remain disappointed. I actually want to open up to Gemini. The Tower. Yeah, this is a very fast-moving energy, Gemini. Like you either do not expect this person to emotionally confess. Even if you are conversing with them, it could be something that they just, you know, kind of like blurt out or say in the spur of the moment. Some of you could be dealing with a Scorpio. And the thing is, like, when I look at this card, it's giving me an energy of like something that's been brewing inside them, right? But they are, so it's been brewing inside of them for a while. They've been dealing with these emotions, or they've been creating this plan for a while. But to you, it's coming off impulsive because this is the first time they're opening up or communicating it to you. This is also someone who's having like a wake-up call. If I don't do something about the way that I feel, then it's going to be, you know, like a missed opportunity. The Tower could come up in a spread when, you know, there's divine timing at play, where something is being presented to you, okay, or a decision is being made for you because you're taking too long to do something, or because you're stalling here. The Lovers. For some of you, this person is ready for some sort of elevation. Like it could be that you and this person have been connecting for a while, but they want to put a title on what you guys have. Or maybe for some of you, there's something about your living situation, or, you know, that is changing here. Like I do see someone who wants to feel closer to you, but with the Two of Wands and the Lovers, that's also planning for the future, right? So for some of you, it could be that this person wants to move in with you, right? Maybe for others of you, it's like wanting to spend more time with you, but there's some sort of an important decision on their end that they want to include you in, is pretty much what I'm seeing here with the Two of Wands and the Lovers. I could also read this as someone who's planning for their future, but they want to know where you stand, because there's a level of uncertainty. There's an energy of, I want to know, you know, what Gemini wants, or where they stand in this connection, because they're trying to include you in some form of a future plan that they have here. Nine of Pentacles. What's the Tower? The Four of Swords. Yeah, so this definitely could be someone who was silent with you for quite some time here, but I feel like this is a connection. They're also very determined to like find a solution or fix something with you. I just feel like they want to create some sort of a plan, and that's what's their main concern this week. Like, I don't want to just go with the flow, or, you know, this could be someone who's well off, right? With the Nine of Pentacles, it could be that they are single at this time, but because of these emotions that they have towards you, they're hoping that this emotional confession leads to some sort of a plan moving forward. Because there's a level of uncertainty, and there's a level of what if, like what's going to happen next between the both of us, or where is this connection headed? And I think their main thing is wanting to clear that up. And the Four of Swords and the Seven of Wands, guys, could also be someone who has been silent with you for quite some time in order to like heal from something, or they felt like they needed to be in a period of solitude to think about something. Seven of Wands, yeah. Ace of Wands, yeah. I feel like this is someone who feels like they had enough time to think. And they have a plan in mind, but they want you to be a part of that plan as well. They want you to be on the same page here. Seven of Wands could be someone who has downplayed their emotions in the past, or they were a little bit, on the fence when it came to this connection. But Ace of Wands is a new beginning that is very exciting. There's a lot of passion here. There's, you have a very determined individual here. Okay. So that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Cancer. Okay, Cancer. So the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, guys, so we have the Ten of Cups on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Wheel of Fortune. It seems to me that someone's manifesting like a positive turn of events in this connection with you. This could also be someone who's ready for a higher level of commitment here with the Ten of Cups. And the Wheel of Fortune, yes, it is a positive turn of events, but it could also be read as someone who's like at a fork in the road, right? There's like a big decision that they need to make pertaining to this connection. But I do feel like they have a higher level of commitment on their mind, or there's some sort of elevation that they feel ready for. Some of you could be thinking of a fixed sign, so that would be Aquarius, Leo, Scorpio, or Taurus. How is this person feeling about Cancer? Okay, so we have the Lovers. Some of you could be thinking of a Gemini, and we have the Hanged Man, Piscean energy. There could have been a decision that this person was putting off for quite some time. But what I see is it's definitely someone who's at a crossroads, and it's someone who feels very connected to you, but they're wanting something more, or they're wanting a shift here in this dynamic. With the Hanged Man, I strongly feel like they're having a shift in perspective. They could be viewing you in a different light, or something that felt difficult between the both of you in the past. It feels easier or less complex in the now. Okay. The other thing that I see here, guys, is like there could be some sort of clarity that they're gaining. And the reason I say that is I'm intuitively picking up on someone who has felt very uneasy about this connection, or about, being on the same page as you, or where you stand emotionally, that sort of thing. There's like a very uneasy, or there was a very uneasy feeling that they had in the past, but I see that changing in the now, or it's something that they feel more confident about. Okay, but I strongly feel like this is a week where they're making a very important decision, especially with the Lovers being the first card in their feelings. The Eight of Wands, a lot of back and forth communication. This is someone who looks forward to speaking to you. There's a lot of passion here. And the Eight of Wands is also a card of progress, right? So it's like finally things are moving forward, or finally I feel like, we're on the same page and we're working towards the same thing. That's also a card of travel. So for some of you this week, this person could be making some sort of travel plans. So if there's physical distance, it could be, moving closer to you, or maybe travel plans because they want to travel with you, right? But I'm strongly getting a lot of back and forth communication, someone who's feeling very excited, and definitely someone who's feeling more confident about approaching this situation in comparison to how they felt, prior to that. Then we have the Knight of Swords. I also see some sort of honest communication as well, Cancer. So like this could be someone who's opening up to you. Of course, it's stemming from their heart space, but I think that there's either some sort of boundaries that they want to communicate here, or it's someone being very honest in terms of what they're working towards. Because I feel like it's someone who wants clarity from you, and they need this clarity in order to make a decision for their future, because a Lovers is not a small decision. It's usually a very large decision that impacts other areas of your life. All right, so prior to making this decision, it's almost like I want to know where, Cancer stands, or I want to know or how Cancer feels. I also feel like with the Knight of Swords, this is someone who's paying very close attention to how they're communicating with you. It could be someone who's like formulating a message and they're like, okay, I don't want to go about it like this. Let me, say this instead. Like there's a little bit of over analyzing when it comes to how they're communicating with you. And then we have the Eight of Cups. What's the Eight of Wands? The Page of Cups, yeah. So what I see here with the Eight of Cups clarifying the Hanged Man, guys, there could be something that this person is detaching from. Okay, not for all of you is it going to be that in the past they walked away or they detached from this situation, but I do feel like there's a decision that they were putting off. And I'm receiving that persistently. So whether it felt easier to walk away from a decision at the time, and now they're like, okay, I'm ready to figure this out. But Eight of Cups is also detaching from what no longer serves you. So things could have been at a standstill between you and this person because there was, another situation that was an interference or something else that they had to walk away from. Eight of Cups is just a situation that is no longer keeping you emotionally fulfilled or content, right? So it doesn't have to be a relationship. It could be a job. But I do see it as something very big, like I said, with the Lovers being the first card there. Maybe this person had to physically relocate, right? And so that's a big decision because it would affect, obviously, their stability or, their place of work or their career, that sort of thing. And mainly what I'm getting here is someone who just feels more ready and to make a decision. And so it could be letting me know that they were very indecisive in the past, or there was some sort of like a very stagnant period when it came to making a decision about this connection. Two of Pentacles, okay, Eight of Cups, Strength card. Yeah. Here's what's interesting, Cancer. I see this person communicating with you, and this is someone who feels connected to you, but they're trying to keep things very surface level this week. I'm strongly sensing that with the Knight of Swords, Eight of Wands, and the Strength card. Whether it's I don't want to, come in with an emotional outpour, or I'm not comfortable with expressing my emotions this week. Like there's something about approaching the situation in more of a realistic way, but I think that they are wanting answers, wanting clarity, right? And this is someone who is, yes, it is coming from their heart space of I want to work something out with you, Page of Cups, but it's also like, let's be realistic about this. Or someone who doesn't want their emotions to cloud, their thoughts or the logic when it comes to this situation here, their logic, And Two of Pentacles could be, I want to work this out, but something feels a little like it lacks a bit of stability here. So that could be something that they bring up in the conversation this week. Some of you could be thinking of a Leo. Strength card, Five of Wands, and the Queen of Pentacles. There's something here this person is dealing with that does not involve you. And Strength card and the Five of Wands could be like when you're in a toxic environment, or maybe it's their place of work that they're having a disagreement in, but they're not wanting to bring you into that issue. So you might find that when you're communicating with this person this week, they're a little bit tense, or you can sense that there's something else that they're going through. And the reason why you sense that is because that's what's happening here. And the Queen of Pentacles is keeping something under wraps from you with the Five of Wands and Strength card, but someone viewing you as, this is who I want to invest in. I want something more with you. But what I'm dealing with in the current moment, that's something for me to go through or for me to find a solution on my own for. Okay? So that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Leo. Okay, Leo. So the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Let's see. We have the Ten of Swords. Okay. There could be some sort of ending or a betrayal that is being highlighted for this person this week. We have the Eight of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. This may be someone that you work with, and the Judgment. It could be a Scorpio that you are thinking of. Yeah, so Leo, what I see here is there's definitely like an ending or a betrayal that's being highlighted for this person this week. But with the Eight of Pentacles and the Judgment, this could also be when what is not working or where there's a need for improvement is something that's being illuminated to them. Like Eight of Pentacles, Judgment, something is no longer working, even if it has in the past. Whether it's their approach, this could even be, maybe, someone feeling like we were so consistent with each other and now we barely speak to each other. Like there's something that is not the same, something that is no longer working in this connection. And that's the very thing that's being illuminated to them this week. Okay, how is this person feeling about Leo? The Queen of Cups. Some of you are thinking of a water sign. Here's what I'm getting, Leo. Something is no longer working and this person feels defeated, but they want you to sympathize with them, or they're wanting your emotional support this week. Because when I look at this image, it's like, she seems like she's going through it and he's there and he's, consoling her, or he's just there for her. So there's some sort of emotional support that this person is wanting from you this week, or maybe even just wanting you to see something from their perspective. Okay. So we have the Wheel of Fortune. Some of you could be dealing with a fixed sign. So another Leo like yourself, Aquarius, Scorpio, or a Taurus. The Wheel of Fortune and the Knight of Wands. Okay. And Nine of Cups. You have someone here who regrets a decision. Like, Knight of Wands could be someone who is inconsistent with you, someone who was not able to follow through on the things that they said that they were going to do, but there's some sort of a decision here that they feel they regret. And the Nine of Cups and the Knight of Wands could also be when you're operating from a space where you're only thinking about yourself. You're only taking your emotions or your perspective into consideration here. And even though it's a very impulsive energy, it could be something that you later regret. And with the Wheel of Fortune, they're realizing that something has shifted. Well, they're acknowledging the change that has occurred in this dynamic, but they're having a hard time accepting it. They don't feel okay with it, or there's something that's causing them to feel uneasy. I'm also getting a strong energy with the Nine of Cups. Like, someone is realizing that you are the one that makes them very happy. They are very pleased to be around you. There's a lot of excitement that comes with connecting with you. But we did see the Queen of Cups. We did see the Judgment. So, like, they're like, okay, but I had my time to prove that to Leo, or I had my time to express that to Leo, but there's like an ending that is draining them, or an ending that they're having a hard time accepting. Like, I still feel this way towards Leo, but what do I do to reverse the effects of that, Ten of Swords energy? And Judgment is like when you put something to rest, right? So whether it's they're viewing you as at the point of no return, or maybe you communicated to this person that you don't want to have a rerun, you're not going to give them another chance here. Because even though something feels like it's over, they don't truly want to accept it. Okay, so we have the Seven of Cups. Yeah, there's a lot that's up in the air for this person this week. That can boil down to emotional confusion. It could also be someone who's acknowledging that there has been a shift in this dynamic due to mixed signals, right? And Knight of Wands and Seven of Cups, guys, plain and simple, could be someone who was keeping their options open as they were connecting with you. And maybe they thought that they had more time to figure it out, or they thought they could, have their cake and eat it too. But this is someone who is realizing, okay, this is over, but this is why it is over. And they regret either keeping their options open or sending you some sort of mixed signals, at least not giving you the certainty that you were seeking here. They feel very confused when they're thinking about you this week. They're really not sure what's going to happen next. A part of them feels like, I need to put this to rest, but they're not fully allowing themselves to let go of you. There's like, it's like an energy of backtracking. It's like an energy of reevaluating their decisions here. Six of Wands. Yeah, they really want your attention this week. And I'm specifically getting like wanting you to see something from their perspective, or they're feeling very emotional and down and out, and they want you to be there for them. Like, you have a very comforting energy, or this could be someone who feels like, I can't confide in this about anyone or to anyone else unless it's Leo. And so there's an energy of wanting to speak to you, but they don't feel like you are going to receive their message the way that they want you to. Eight of Wands. Wow. Okay. So they're hoping that when they reach out, this is going to be something that ends out in, or ends. It's almost like wanting a successful outcome and choosing to reach out to you. But there may be an energy of like there's a strong energy of wanting to admit that they did not think about a decision thoroughly, because that's what I'm getting persistently. I did not think about that decision when I made that decision, or I acted too soon, and I apologize. And I say this with transparency, guys. There could also be a level of like pride here, where maybe something took them a while to admit to, or, this is someone who struggled to take accountability in the past here. What's a Seven of Cups? The World card. Yeah. So not to sound too repetitive here, Leo, but you have someone who's having a hard time accepting an ending, and that is the reason for them returning. You know, that is the reason for this communication. And Eight of Wands is a card of communication, but it's also a card of manifestation. So for some of you, because there's a level of fear or, you know, how is Leo going to respond, or I need to put this to rest, it could even be someone who's manifesting communication from you. So you may feel them tugging on your energy this week. The World card, the Ten of Cups. So this is someone who's realizing what they could have had with you. And it may even be that, like, with the Knight of Wands and the Seven of Cups, like in the past, this could be someone who maybe told you something along the lines where, you know, something along the lines of they weren't looking for anything, you know, or they were just casually dating. But you have shifted their mindset when it comes to like relationships, because Ten of Cups is not just casually dating. That's someone who wants something more with you. But it may have taken losing you or some sort of distance for them to realize this. What's the Eight of Wands, the Hierophant? Wow. So some of you could be dealing with a Taurus, the Hanged Man. So there's a pause here, and they're thinking about you very heavily, but these are two cards of commitment, the Hierophant as well as the Ten of Cups. There's something that they're learning about you, or something that's making sense about this connection to them, which was causing them confusion in the past. What's the Hanged Man? The Six of Cups, yeah. So it's most certainly a past lover that's returning, but their mentality has shifted. What they want with you is different. But what's interesting is there's a fear of you viewing them how you currently do, or you not being able to change your perspective on them. Why? Because Knight of Wands and the Seven of Cups is someone who's acknowledging that, okay, there were mixed signals, or okay, I was not giving Leo the certainty and stability that they wanted in the past. So they, you know, what is going to make them believe that I'm going to offer them that in the now, even though something has shifted for them? Okay. So that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Virgo. Okay, Virgo. So let's see the person. Oh, what came out here? Judgment. Some of you could be thinking of a Scorpio. Or this is a week where you're like putting something to rest, like you're over something, or it could even be an energy of purging here. Okay. How is this person feeling about Virgo? Yeah, it's like you're tired, you're sick and tired of feeling sick and tired, or you're putting something to rest, where it's like a decision seems to be, like it seems like a decision is being finalized in this connection. That's what I'm sensing here. So we have the High Priestess on the bottom of the deck. Okay. And the Knight of Swords. Your intuition is telling you that someone is coming forward, but your intuition is also telling you why they're coming forward. And so this is definitely about trusting some sort of a gut feeling that you are receiving this week, specifically pertaining to communication. So this could be communication from a Pisces or an air sign as well. Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. Okay. Well, how is this person feeling about Virgo? This may be an individual that you view as very secretive, or you feel like they're like moving in kind of like a discreet manner, but it's raising some sort of questions for you. Like whether it's you feel like they're hiding something intentionally, or there could be a bit of suspicion here. How's this person feeling about Virgo? The Seven of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles. So they're definitely observing you. You know, they're highly observant this week. It could be that they're analyzing the situation here. And Seven of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles, guys, is someone looking at a situation, right? And this is someone who feels like you guys have attained a lot together, but this is more of a realistic approach, where it's like, if I continue to invest, or if I make the first step, or if I initiate the conversation, is it actually going to create a shift? Is it actually going to be worth the investment? Or is this connection still going to be at a stalemate? And the reason, and you know, with the Seven of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles, it's like they're thinking long and hard about you in this connection. But it's almost like if they were able to tell how you were going to react, or if they were able to, you know the outcome of what's going to happen if they were to come forward, or you know, communicate their feelings to you, I think that they would act on it. But there's a level of uncertainty. There's a level of, am I, you know, doing the right thing? Is this actually going to create a change here? And those two cards being the first two cards in their feelings could also indicate someone who is stuck, you know, mentally. It's like a case of analysis paralysis. You're thinking about something so much, but you're talking yourself out of doing something about that, or you're doing more thinking than doing, is the best way for me to boil down that energy. The Two of Pentacles, yeah, there's a very indecisive energy here. Should I reach out? Should I not? If they're already communicating with you, it could be, you know, do I want to express my emotions or do I not? Do I remain held back? And because there's this back and forth energy, there's a lack of certainty in the connection. It's not someone who is in a decisive energy. Two of Pentacles is also someone who feels like they're, you know, dealing with the repercussions of their actions here, because that card could also touch on like cause and effect, where like, you know, you're starting to realize why you feel the way that you do, or why a connection transpired the way that it did. So needless to say, I do feel this person is acknowledging the wrongdoings on their side as well. But I think that they're just in this very back and forth energy of not really deciding what they want with you moving forward. I also feel like they're moving in a very diligent manner at this time, very careful with their choice of words, very careful with their tone when they speak to you. I don't want to say that they feel like they're walking on eggshells, but this could be someone who feels like they only have one chance to get it right. I also feel like this is someone who wants to come off as responsible, or someone who can take accountability, someone that you would actually, you know, trust here, right? And I think that, you know, again, there's an energy of juggling or trying to balance maybe multiple things at once, but Two of Pentacles could also indicate someone who's adapting to a new shift. So, you know, with the Judgment that just, you know, kind of flew out here, it could be that there has been a sudden change between the both of you, and they're trying to figure out how to adapt to that, how to act accordingly after that change. Three of Wands. This could also be someone who's at a distance from you, okay? And what I see here, guys, is like someone who wants something more, right? This card, it touches on expansion. It also touches on growth, but it's usually like fast or rapid growth, right? So it's like, I want something to progress. I want to see, you know, I want to build, or I want more with Virgo. But what's interesting is we have a very still energy in their feelings, right? Someone who's like thinking about maybe like it's okay to think about a situation, right? It's okay to think about every possible outcome. But if the only thing you're doing is thinking, you're going to go into a deeper hole where you're not really able to climb out of it, or you're not really able to figure out how to take action. And that's what I see is causing this person to feel stuck this week. Temperance, some of you could be dealing with the Sagittarius, and the Two of Pentacles, the Moon card. Yeah. It's like they're keeping their intentions and their plans hidden here. And this is someone who feels very deeply towards you, but I think that they struggle with communicating that to you. Could even be someone who feels like, well, right now is not the time for me to express how I feel towards Virgo because of this sudden shift. The Temperance is a strong energy of how do I restore balance in this connection? You know, how do I get to a space where Virgo and I are feeling at ease, or we're happy with each other and things are smooth sailing? There could be something that feels very forced, or on their end, they feel like communicating or expressing something to you right now is going to come off very forced. Ten of Wands. I'm also getting a strong energy here, guys, of like, this is someone who is like revisiting everything that you guys have gone through together. And the Ten of Wands, as much as it could speak about an ending or something feeling burdensome, there's also an opposite definition of it, which is like feeling accomplished, right? And when you have it coming out with the Seven of Pentacles, it's like, okay, well, Virgo and I share a large history together. Or there were times when you and this person were connecting and it was great. It was smooth sailing. And so that's what they're reminded of. But in the now, because of a sudden shift, or viewing you as maybe turning your back towards a situation or putting something to rest, it's like, how do I clear this up? How do I move out of this space? The King of Cups. Someone who actually wants to open up to you emotionally. And someone who's definitely feeling more emotionally balanced in comparison to how they felt in the past. What's the Moon? What are they hiding? Strength card. Yeah. Some of you could be dealing with a Leo, Three of Cups. You know what I'm sensing here, Virgo? Like, pretty much what I said. Yes, it's someone who's overanalyzing, overthinking. They do want to emotionally open up, okay? They want to resource some sort of balance here. But when you have the moon in the strength, guys, and I say this with transparency, that's someone who really struggles with opening up emotionally. There could even be a bit of an avoidant energy, right? Like this may be someone who's able to converse with you about pretty much everything under the sun, right? But when it comes to opening up emotionally or telling you what they need or want or what they're working towards, that could be something that they avoid at all costs. Okay. There may be some sort of help this person is receiving or some sort of assistance in terms of like, it could be therapy, it could be maybe counseling, it could even be just going to like a friend for advice. But it's something about thinking about you, feeling all these emotions, but there's more thinking going on, even if it's particularly this week, as opposed to doing. And the moon in the strength card is like when you're feeling all these deep, intense emotions, but you are not wanting to express it for the life of you. It's almost like you are fighting this urge. And it's something that this person feels very deeply, right? It's not like they can avoid it, but they're very determined to remain held back this week, or they're having a hard time communicating it. What's the Three of Cups? The Four of Cups. They're viewing you as not really happy in this connection. This could be a card of someone who's, questioning your interests. But really what I'm getting here, Three of Cups and Four of Cups, someone who's not happy in the current moment, but there's more thinking and analyzing as opposed to how do I come out of this space? Do I think they want to come out of this space? Yes, but I think they're struggling to do so. And the Four of Cups could also be when we're unable to take some sort of action because what we want is not being presented to us the way that we want it to be presented to us, right? Because there's an opportunity in front of her, but the reason why it's not visible to her is she's focused on something else. Whether it's the past or how she wanted this opportunity to look, right? So there is a bit of an avoidant energy here, okay? So that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Libra. Okay, Libra, let's see. The person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, guys, so we have the Eight of Cups on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Page of Wands. It seems to me, Libra, that you detaching is attracting someone to you. Like it could be someone that you've walked away from, or you're kind of like, easing off on the attention or the energy that you're putting towards this person, especially if you felt like it wasn't going as planned or you felt like someone wasn't meeting you halfway. But the main energy that I'm getting here is someone who is, you're attracting someone that you're detaching from. Okay, Page of Wands could also be like an incoming message or a phone call. Some of you are dealing with a fire sign. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Okay, how is this person feeling about Libra? Okay, so we have the Page of Cups and the Devil. Some of you could be dealing with the Capricorn. What's interesting here, Libra, is like you're receiving a message from someone who is thinking about you quite a bit here. The Devil could be symbolic for obsessive thoughts or someone who's thinking about you a lot more frequently this week than they usually do. But there's something about you pulling back or you kind of being a bit more withdrawn this week. So for example, if you were communicating with this person consistently, but you feel like, you weren't really seeing your desired results here, you could have said to yourself, okay, you know what, I'm just going to take a few steps back, or I'm just going to, turn inward at this time. And they're realizing this, but it's only making them want to communicate with you, a bit more here. Now, when I look at the image on the Devil card, especially in this deck here, I feel like this is someone who's viewing you as temptation, or there's something that feels a bit forbidden here. Like, I think that it's someone who feels connected to you, and there's a lot of emotions here. That's why they're thinking about you, but there could be something that is causing them to feel uneasy. And maybe you're aware of this very thing, because I do see that you've detached, or you've, withdrawn a little bit. We have the Eight of Wands, yeah. So this is definitely someone who's communicating, who's going to be communicating with you. Some of you could be conversing with this person as you're watching my read. But it's like they can't hold back, or there's this very strong energy or pull that they feel towards you this week. I also feel, guys, like this person could be manifesting some sort of a breakthrough. Like if they are going through something mentally, or there's something in their environment that they're not satisfied with. The Eight of Wands could also be symbolic for, or it could touch on manifestation, right? So this person could be manifesting, maybe coming out of a situation, or letting go of a thinking pattern. If it's insecurities that are in the way, they could be trying to heal that as well. The Seven of Swords. Okay, two things here, Libra. Either there's some sort of secrecy in this connection, or this person is communicating with you, but they're kind of keeping it under wraps, or they're doing it in a very discreet way. And this is why I was getting a strong energy of like something feeling forbidden, or I'm not supposed to be speaking to Libra, or I want to, or I have a desire for Libra, but I feel like I shouldn't. Like there's something here that they're trying to refrain from doing, but they're unable to remain held back. Hence why you're going to hear from them with the Eight of Wands. But the Seven of Swords could be an energy, like a very strategic or discreet energy. So I wonder if this communication is kind of like happening in secret, or this is someone who feels like they can't be open about communicating with you. Or for others of you, it is a level of secrecy in this connection. If it's not about secrets in the connection, it could be someone who feels like this connection is a secret. Whether it's they're not ready to publicize it, or there's something deeper going on that is not allowing them to publicize the connection. Ten of Wands. What's the Eight of Wands? The Three of Swords. This is someone who feels very torn, but I do see them acting on their emotions, like they're hurt or they're torn about a situation not progressing the way that they want it to, but they can't, but they still want to speak to you. Like they're not going to refrain from doing that. And the Ten of Wands and the Three of Swords could be something that feels very heavy, something that is impacting them on an emotional and mental level, but they're torn when it comes to completely letting it go. The Ten of Wands clarifying the Devil could be resistance when it comes to some sort of a change. And the Ten of Wands is usually like, it's a very heavy energy, right? It's something that you're carrying around. It's something that's weighing you down. But when you have it with the Seven of Swords and the Three of Swords, it's also something that feels very difficult to let go of. The Six of Wands. For some of you, this person could be in the public eye, so there may be an image that they have to maintain, or they really care about how others perceive them, right? So if it's not about being in the public eye, it could be someone who really, again, cares about how others perceive them, or, they're easily influenced or swayed by those around them. Ten of Wands, the Ace of Cups. What's the Three of Swords? The Ten of Swords. It seems to me that there's an ending, okay? Or there's an energy of needing to let go of something, right? But either way, it still boils down to an ending, right? If it's like a behavioral trait, or if it's a thinking pattern that needs to end, it's still an ending with the Ten of Swords. But here's the thing, there's resistance towards that ending. But there's also resistance when it comes to completely letting you go or not interacting with you. So this week you have someone speaking to you, but they're in between worlds, or knowing that they need to let go of something. They don't feel comfortable being completely open with you, or at least publicizing this connection. There's something very secretive about this connection. There's a strong energy of, I know this needs to change, but I'm unable to change that in the current moment. Is it something that they feel guilty about? Yes. Is it something that's causing them to feel very, very torn? Absolutely. But I think this week when they're communicating with you, you can tell that they're going through something emotionally, mentally. You can tell that they don't feel at ease as they're communicating with you. And for some of you, this person could be saying, or like communicating to you, but they could be saying something, or communicating with you, but they could be saying something along the lines of like, I'm going to make a change, or I'm figuring out what to do, but let's just not tell anyone about this until I figure out what to do. There's a strong energy of like a guard, or like I see this connection And then I also see like a huge wall. So like this could be someone who's like creating a plan to build or grow with you, but they're not wanting to speak on it. Or if there's another situation at hand that needs to end, that could be the reason why they're not really being so open about this connection. Even if they're being open with you, Libra, right? There's something about this connection just not wanting to be open about it this week is what I'm sensing. Okay? So that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio, let's see. The person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, guys, so we have the Seven of Wands on the bottom of the deck, and we have the High Priestess. Some of you could be dealing with the Pisces. Someone is feeling very guarded or defensive this week, Scorpio. And with the High Priestess, it could be symbolic for like someone that you're not speaking to, or there is a bit of inconsistency or silence between the both of you. But with the Seven of Wands, it's like there's something here that's causing them to feel guarded. But this card could also touch on like a defensive energy. Like someone who feels safer in your silence, right? Maybe there's something here that they're feeling very defensive about and not wanting to communicate that to you. Let's see. How is this person feeling about Scorpio? Okay, so we have the Empress. Some of you could be thinking of a Libra or a Taurus, and the Five of Swords. Okay, here's the thing that or the first thing that I'm seeing here, Scorpio. This is someone who feels like this connection did not go according to their plan, right? There could be a lot of things that the both of you communicated to each other, but they're comparing maybe the promises that were made, they're comparing that to basically where you guys currently are at this dynamic, and it's causing them, or in this dynamic, and it's causing them to feel very mentally conflicted with the Five of Swords. And the Empress is someone who's, who feels like there's a lot of potential, there's growth. So they are holding on to a level of hope or faith here. But I also see someone who feels very frustrated, kind of like, okay, well, I thought that we would be in this space, or I thought that we would be, here by now, or we would be in a connection by now. Like there's some sort of expectations that they had when it comes to this connection with you. And because, where you guys currently are in this connection is very different from maybe what they were anticipating. It's really just causing a lot of mental conflict for them with the Five of Swords. Five of Swords could also be someone who is holding on to some sort of conflict or communication between the both of you. Nine of Pentacles, what's the Empress? The Fool card, wow. I feel like with the Nine of Pentacles, this could be someone who's like working on themselves or their finances. There could be some sort of issues pertaining to their stability that they're currently trying to work through. But I also feel like as, even like because there's a lack of consistency or some sort of silence here, but it's like they have the time to look at the situation while they are disconnected, right? So there's like a shift in perspective. Okay, well, this is where we went wrong, or this is what we could have done differently. Like they're receiving some sort of clarity. And the Fool card clarifying the Empress is someone who doesn't want to give up on this situation. It's someone who wants a new beginning. What's the Five of Swords? The Seven of Cups. They feel like there's a lot of confusion here. Seven of Cups is your energy, Scorpio. So I feel like this could be someone who's really trying to figure you out as well this week. Like, how does Scorpio feel? Where do they stand? And I feel like this is someone who's very certain about building with you, but they may feel like the both of you cross paths when you guys were in different seasons of your life. Like, for example, if this person, as you guys were connecting, this person could have felt very ready for a commitment, whereas maybe you did not, right? Maybe you wanted to take your time, or you just didn't want to put all your eggs in one basket. But Seven of Cups, it boils down to emotional confusion, mixed signals, just someone who is really trying to figure you out, but feeling like there's a lack of certainty here. And that's what's causing them to feel very conflicted. It's also someone who views you as a person with a lot of options, right? So they're like, what is Scorpio choosing to do in the current moment? What is Scorpio paying attention to? And there is a level of concern. Two of Swords, yeah. Five of Swords, Two of Swords, and Seven of Cups, guys, is someone who's really, really like feeling very confused and uncertain. They know there's potential here, and they view you as someone who, you know, checks off all the boxes. They're viewing you as the entire package. But I think that because there's silence as well, it's making it more difficult for them to figure out where you stand emotionally. Four of Swords. They're viewing you as someone, when you give to a connection, you're, you know, entirely invested, but when you are withdrawn, you're completely withdrawn. Like they're viewing you in a very black and white energy. And the Four of Swords is, again, silence, right? Or a very stagnant situation. And so they're trying to figure out how you feel, or they're trying to figure out something on their own, but it's only resulting in them feeling more confused. What's the Seven of Cups? The Ace of Cups. The Fool card and the Ace of Cups is someone who wants to come back around, someone who feels like there's a lot of unexplored potential between the both of you. But I think the main thing they want to know is how you feel, or if you guys are on the same page. What's interesting with the Two of Swords and the Seven of Cups, guys, like when you communicate your emotions to this person, they feel good. They feel like, okay, I know where I stand. But when the communication is inconsistent, or maybe, you guys are not communicating as much as you usually do, that's where this confusion and this energy of, getting cold feet stems from. And this could be someone where they are, or even in the current moment, they require some sort of reassurance from you. Or that's what they're wanting here. Ten of Wands. Okay, what's the Ten of Wands? The King of Swords. Definitely wanting to find a solution. This may even be someone who is viewing you as upset or frustrated with the situation this week. But the King of Swords is like when someone's in a problem-solving energy, right? Okay, we're upset, or, there has been silence between the both of us, but I want to get to the bottom of this because it is something that's mentally impacting me. And I'm strongly feeling, Scorpio, like this is someone who's very certain about you. They view you as, I'm connected. I feel connected to Scorpio, emotionally, physically. I feel like we have the best conversations. I can see a future with Scorpio, but I really want to know if Scorpio feels the same way. And I really want to get to the bottom of this. That's how they're feeling. Because with the Seven of Cups, Five of Swords, and the Two of Swords, that's like someone who's very tired of the confusion, or tired of trying to figure something out on their own, where they just want to communicate with you. Okay? So that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Sagittarius. Okay, Sagittarius, let's see. The person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. I'm hearing Cancer. Some of you could be dealing with the Cancer, and there you are, Temperance. Okay, some of you could be dealing with the Cancer, maybe another Sagittarius like yourself. But with the Temperance card, I feel like this is someone who is feeling very connected to you, feeling at peace while they are connecting with you as well. It is a card of, peace and harmony. We have the Two of Cups on the bottom of the deck, okay? And we have the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands could indicate some form of competition. Like this could be someone who's trying to like win you over or prove something to you, but they're viewing you as like, you have a lot of options, or you're highly sought after here. I also feel, guys, with the Two of Cups, like this is someone, like when I look at this image, I feel like this is someone who wants to spend more quality time with you. Like they could feel like they, are constantly trying to make plans with you, but there's always something that's in the way, or there's something in their environment where they're like, I'm tired of that getting in the way of the connection between you and I. But I strongly feel like this is someone who wants to spend more quality time with you. And it's definitely someone who feels connected to you on a very deep level with the Two of Cups, and we did see the Temperance. It's like they feel things flow between the both of you. Nothing feels forced here. So how is this person feeling about Sagittarius? Okay. The Ten of Pentacles, okay. And the Six of Swords. Yeah, it seems to me, Sagittarius, like When I look at the Six of Swords, right, it's like moving from one space to the other. So this is someone who feels very connected to you, but maybe they feel like things weren't really getting off the ground between the both of you. And they're ready to take the next step, or they're ready for some form of elevation when it comes to this connection here. Rather it be putting a title on what you guys have. Maybe this person wants you to meet their family. Maybe it's just wanting to spend more quality time together. But 10 of Pentacles being the first card in their feelings, it's very telling, right? It's someone who wants to, they see a future with you. They have commitment on their mind and they're wanting to work towards this. But with the Six of Swords, it's like whether it's they want to move out of a stagnant space, it's a very dark energy versus a light energy. So it could be someone who wants to move out of a very tough situation. But it's like feeling very ready for progress. And there could quite literally be something in the way of this connection, or in the past they felt like there were constant obstacles where it's like, I don't want to let anything else impact the connection that we have, and I'm ready for progress, I'm ready for forward movement. Ace of Cups, offering you their cup of love. This is someone who's going to open up to you emotionally, let you know how they feel about you, in hopes that you guys could create something more than what you guys have now. So what they're really wanting is a shift in this dynamic. This could be someone that you're currently communicating with, and maybe you guys do go out on dates and you guys do hang out, but they're wanting something to feel more stable, right? They appreciate what the both of you have created together, but they're just wanting something more. 10 of Pentacles could even be someone who wants to like start a family together. They want to settle down. There's a plan that they have in mind. Empress, wow. This is someone who views you as their end-all be-all. Empress, some of you could be dealing with a Libra or a Taurus. They're viewing you as a very good mother or father. It doesn't mean that you have to have children of your own, but this is what they want with you. They are viewing you in this very nurturing energy of, I know that this is who I want. I know that this is what I want with this person, but I'm ready for progress. I'm ready to move away from this stagnant space, or I'm ready to, stop thinking about it and start doing, right? Like what they're moving away from could obviously differ. It is a general read, but this is someone who absolutely wants a higher level of commitment and they're ready for it. Six of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune. This is a positive turn of events. And this could also indicate that someone was at kind of like a fork in the road for quite some time, whether it's putting a big decision on the back burner or being a little bit, indecisive or, uncertain. But I also feel like they're feeling more positive. So even if there has been a shift in their personal life, that could be the reason why they feel more confident in pursuing something with you. Knight of Pentacles, they thought about this thoroughly. The Knight of Pentacles is the most reliable knight in the deck, which lets me know that this is someone who has a plan in mind. They have been analyzing this connection. They have been analyzing you. And they may have taken a while to make a decision, don't get me wrong. But now that they have made this decision, there's no turning around. And I think that this is something they're going to be communicating to you. This is something that they're going to be proving to you as well. Because the Pentacles, it's practical effort, right? It's not necessarily just coming in with an emotional outpour or just communicating something to you. It's doing in hopes that they're proving to you that, hey, I want to work, I want to work on building a stronger connection with you. Eight of Wands, a lot of back and forth communication between you and this individual. They're viewing you as someone that they manifested. Eight of Wands clarifying the Empress is like someone viewing you as their dream partner. This could even be a connection that they manifested where it's like, this is how I wanted to feel in a connection. I wanted to feel cared for. I wanted to feel loved this way. And it's someone who's viewing you as very understanding when it comes to their desires and needs. King of Swords. What's the Knight of Pentacles? Four of Cups. Temperance, yeah. They're tired of the stagnant energy. They're tired of thinking and not doing. Four of Cups and the King of Swords could indicate that something has been very stagnant between the both of you for quite some time. Or it's someone who was thinking about you, but they weren't necessarily making the necessary changes. Right? Because the Four of Cups could be when you're thinking about what you want and you're having visions about what you want, but you're not really doing anything about it. But I see an energy of becoming tired of that. King of Swords getting to the bottom of an issue. Right? So if their issue was the stagnancy or not acting on their emotions, that's what they're putting an end to. And Temperance, It's someone who just wants to pursue you and be happy with you. They want to be at a space where this connection feels like it's flowing the way that they want it to. Because as I mentioned earlier, they feel like things are flowing in terms of nothing feels forced here. But this is someone who wants something to feel more tangible, or they're like, okay, I want a connection. I want to move to a higher level of commitment, and that's something that I want to communicate here. I mean, even if you guys have, the best connection and you guys communicate frequently and you guys go out on dates, it's like, okay, I want to solidify that is what I'm getting here. Okay? So that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Capricorn. Okay, Capricorn, let's see. The person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, guys, so we have the Temperance on the bottom of the deck. Some of you could be dealing with the Sagittarius. And we have the Page of Wands. I do see an incoming message here, Capricorn, but I see it as like some sort of a peace offering with the Temperance. Like someone who is either apologizing, or their motive here is to restore some sort of balance in this connection. There may also be an age gap between you and this person with that Page of Wands energy. Let's see. How is this person feeling about Capricorn? Okay, so we have the Nine of Pentacles, followed by the World's card. Okay. This may be someone who's at a physical distance from you, Capricorn. Page of Swords. So someone who has their eye on you. And I do see them reaching out to you. We did see the Page of Wands. But with the Page of Swords, like it's someone who has their eye on you, or they have been keeping tabs on you for quite some time here. Even if this communication seems unexpected to you, I think that this is something they've been, thinking about for quite some time, or something they've been like planning, but keeping it to themselves. They're viewing you in the Nine of Pentacles energy. So I feel like this is someone who is viewing you as very independent, very stable. It's a very attractive energy to be viewed in. But with the World card, there's some sort of distance. So it could be physical, where some of you are receiving this communication online. But for others of you, it's like just keeping their distance and waiting for the right time to interact with you, or, maybe waiting for something to, waiting for the right time, or creating like a plan in order to, or prior to, communicating with you. The Hanged Man. Some of you could be dealing with the Pisces. What's the World's card? Yeah. I see a lot of back and forth communication between you and this individual this week. I just feel like this is something they've been thinking about for quite some time, but they're reaching out now. So if there was something that occurred in the past here, if this is someone that you have history with, it could be that they were waiting for something to settle, right? And the Hanged Man and the Page of Pentacles is like, you're going to have a shift in perspective when this person reaches out. So there could be some sort of clarity that they're coming in with. Maybe you're just starting to understand them, as a person on a deeper level. Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, like they're viewing you as very focused, very independent. Some of you, like, you may have a business on social media, or there's like a way of this person knowing what you do for work. And so they are like, yeah, it's definitely someone who admires your work ethic, but it's like a very realistic approach as well. Like, I like what I see, or I'm, very attracted to you, and I want to work, I want to work together, or I want to figure this out. Because Eight of Pentacles is also a strong energy of someone just proving to you that they are invested by being consistent, by reaching out to you, by, initiating the conversation first, right? And I also feel like there's something about your energy that's very intriguing with the Page of Swords. What's the Hanged Man? The Ten of Swords. Okay. Page of Pentacles. The Page of Cups. Yeah, a lot of pages. So this could be a fairly new energy, Capricorn, or it's like a conversation that's very enlightening, in a sense where like you're starting to understand this person. You feel like someone is actually opening up to you. You feel like you're receiving clarity from a person or on a situation here. The King of Wands. There's a lot of attraction and passion. This could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But I'm getting a strong energy of someone who's very determined to pursue you, okay? But the way that they're coming in is more getting to know you, maybe telling you that they, like what you do for work, or they admire what you do for work. And what they're respecting is your boundaries. I feel like with the Ten of Swords, the Hanged Man, as well as the Nine of Pentacles, it's someone who is viewing you as very independent, or you like to keep to yourself. You enjoy your own company. So they're coming in to pursue you, and they're very determined with the King of Wands, but they also don't want to come off invasive. What's the King of Wands? The Eight of Cups and the Three of Wands. So this could be someone that you walked away from in the past. Or this could be someone or a situation where there was a level of uncertainty in the past, but I don't see that in the now. I see someone who knows what they want, who's moving towards you. And the Three of Wands is usually, it touches on like expansion and growth, but it's usually growth that happens very quickly, like rapid growth, right? So even if things were stagnant between you and this person with the Page of Swords, and you felt like they were keeping tabs on you and keeping up with you, but they weren't really communicating with you, that's where you're going to see the change in the now. And Page of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Six of Cups. Yeah, so for some of you, there is some sort of history here, even if it's very brief. This could even be someone who feels very connected to you, where they feel like you guys have, shared past lives together. And what I see in the now is interacting with you, and I see that the communication is very important. I also feel like this is someone with the Eight of Pentacles. They want to be consistent when it comes to the communication as well. And Six of Cups, Three of Wands. I'm ready for progress. I'm ready for forward movement. There's a very comforting energy that you exude. This is someone who feels very secure as they're connecting with you. And what's interesting, guys, is we have the Six of Cups, right? And we have the Eight of Cups, but it doesn't necessarily mean that this is someone who you walked away from. It could even be something that they were able to let go of, something that they were able to stop doing in order to pursue a connection with you. What's the Ten of Swords? The Seven of Swords and the Three of Swords. So this is someone who has gone through their fair share of, not trusting a situation. So this could be someone who, deals with trust issues. But Seven of Swords and Three of Swords could also be someone who's in like a very torn energy. And those two cards are clarifying the Ten of Swords. So, for example, if something was stagnant between the both of you in the past, or there was an ending between the both of you, they did feel very torn about it, but they don't want to sit in that energy, because what I see in their current energy is reaching out to you, speaking to you, opening up, and wanting to prove to you that they still care here. Okay? So that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Aquarius. Okay, Aquarius. So the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, guys, so we have the Eight of Swords on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Hermit. Some of you could be dealing with a Virgo. Someone feels very mentally restricted in this situation. It could be someone who's keeping to themselves or trying to figure something out on their own, but Eight of Swords is usually like, feeling very stuck mentally, but you're feeling restricted by something. Right? Whether it's something they're telling themselves, or there has been a mishap or an obstacle between the both of you, but they're having a hard time finding a solution for it. Okay, how is this person feeling about Aquarius? Okay, so we have the Death card. Some of you could be dealing with a Scorpio, the Magician. There's some form of emotional manipulation that is being highlighted for this person this week. Whether it's they feel like they were not honest with you, or they got off on the wrong foot here, but the Death card being the first card in their feelings is definitely there has been an ending here, or something has shifted between the both of you. But I'm intuitively picking up on someone who either feels like they were not honest or they did not express something that was very important for you to know in this connection. The Wheel of Fortune. Yeah. Some of you could be dealing with a fixed sign, so another Aquarius like yourself, Leo, Scorpio, or Taurus. But it's almost like someone's dealing with the aftermath of a situation much after it has happened. So like they have taken a long time to process this ending here. And like a lack of transparency or some sort of dishonesty is definitely something that's being highlighted. And the Wheel of Fortune could also indicate someone's at like a fork in the road. They're trying to make a decision about this connection, or they're trying to find a solution, but they're feeling very stuck. And we did see the Eight of Swords as well. And when they're thinking about you or the connection with you this week, there is something here that they want to reveal to you. There is something here that they want you to hear from them. Yeah, something they want to reveal, do something the right way, or make something up to you with the Justice card. Some of you could be dealing with a Libra, but they know that the situation wasn't fair, or it's someone who's analyzing their actions and their communication and realizing, okay, well, that was not the right thing to do. I should have been honest, or I could have done this differently, or I should have said this. There's a lot of shoulda, woulda, coulda energy here. And I do think that they want to do right by you and more specifically admit something to you. For example, if a truth has been revealed, they are wishing that you heard it from them instead of figuring it out on your own, or even if you figured it out through another source here. There's something about wanting to explain themselves to you. The Nine of Pentacles. What's the Wheel of Fortune? The Chariot. Some of you could be thinking of a Cancer. A part of them feels like they need to accept a situation for what it is, right? The Chariot clarifying the Wheel of Fortune could be, okay, I need to put this to rest, or I need to move away, a cycle is over. And Nine of Pentacles with the Magician could be someone who feels like it was easier to walk away, or, choose. It's almost like making a decision in the past that felt easy, and then in the now it's like, well, I don't feel good about this decision. I don't feel like it was the right thing to do. And there's a part of this person that feels like they were inconsiderate about when it comes to like your feelings or your, perspective in this connection. And yes, I am getting that they want to backtrack, but it's more to admit something to you because it's causing them to feel uneasy. They want to take accountability here. The Eight of Wands, yeah, that's incoming communication. This could be an apology. This could just be someone who wants you to hear them out, and they're taking accountability or admitting to something, like I said. Not for all of you is it going to be an apology. I mean, the way that it comes in could obviously differ. It is a general read. Four of Wands. Wow. You know what's interesting, guys? Like Nine of Pentacles, Magician, Four of Wands. Like someone who felt that being on their own was easier in the past wants to reconnect with you in the now. Whether it's there were constant obstacles, or there was something in particular that they did not want to admit to or reveal to you, that could have felt easier in the past, but in the now, Four of Wands is a card of commitment, reconciliation. So they've had a shift, mentally here. Page of Cups. There's a lot that they want to clear up. This is someone who cares about your perception of them. This is someone who wants to know if you are going to forgive them. And the Page of Cups is also associated with our imagination, right? So the reality of the situation in their mind could be very different from what's really going on, or there's some sort of illusions that they're having a hard time seeing past. But you have someone here who has had a shift in perspective, and quite frankly, it might have taken losing you or a separation for them to realize that, with the Death card as well as the Wheel of Fortune. And Justice and Eight of Wands is reaching out to you, or some sort of communication to restore balance in this connection, to do things the right way. What's the Page of Cups? The Ten of Swords, okay. And the Nine of Swords. They're not okay with this ending. And Ten of Swords is usually like some form of betrayal or disrespect, right? So if this person could feel guilty about betraying you, they're not at a place where they just want to sit and think about it. They want to, apologize. It's causing them to feel very stressed out. It's causing them to feel very anxious, right? Nine of Swords is like when you can't stop thinking about something, you can't stop feeding into something, even if it doesn't feel good. And I do believe this person's acknowledging that there has been an ending and, there has been a shift, but they want to come back around with that Four of Wands and Eight of Wands energy. even if it's them coming in and taking accountability, and maybe you don't initially feel like they're working towards a reconciliation, that is what they have in mind. And I'm also getting just like the way that things ended between the both of you could also be something that's causing them to feel very, very anxious. Whether it's they're revisiting the communication, or maybe things ended very abruptly where there was no actual explanation, right, to why things ended. But because the ending is causing them to feel uneasy, I do see this person returning. Okay. So that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Pisces. Okay, Pisces. So the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Let's see. Okay, guys, so we have the Page of Wands. Some of you could be thinking of a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and we have the Two of Wands. Seems to me, Pisces, that this is someone who can't ignore their emotions or their passion towards you this week. Like, I'm getting a strong energy of, yes, someone who's thinking about you heavily, but they're also planning here to like reach out, and there's like this urge that they feel as well. And I'm strongly getting someone who's unable to ignore their emotions or passion towards you. Okay. How is this person feeling about Pisces? The Knight of Cups. This person really admires you, and they view you as extremely charming here. And I see this as like a love offer, someone who's offering you their cup of love because they can't ignore how they feel, but they could be wanting something to, they could be wanting to build with you. There could be something more that they want from this connection. I also see an emotional confession making you very happy as well this week. So we have the Four of Pentacles and the Four of Cups. I wonder if this person is questioning your interest. Especially for these two cards to be the first two cards in their feelings. It's like, are we on the same page? Does Pisces feel the same way that I do? Basically wondering if the emotions are mutual between the both of you. And I'm also getting a strong energy, guys, like with the Four of Pentacles. This could be someone who was very withdrawn for quite some time. And so when you're receiving this communication from them, it could obviously be something that you question. But I'm strongly sensing that this is someone who is actually questioning where you stand or how you feel towards them. Four of Cups is also someone who has a lot of visions of the both of you together. There's a lot of daydreaming or fantasizing going on this week. Two of Cups, wow. So this is someone who is in love with you. Not only do they admire you, they relate to you on a very deep level. And Two of Cups is this person acknowledging their emotions towards you, and it's a card of listening to your higher self. They're feeling guided in your direction, and they're following this gut feeling that they have. When I look at that image, I also feel like it could be someone who wants to spend more quality time with you, possibly take you out. What's the Four of Pentacles? The Four Swords. Wow. So many of you could be seeing double or triple fours, but fours in numerology, it touches on wanting more stability or structure. And in this case, in a connection. Because what I'm sensing here, guys, is like, this is someone who could have been silent with you. This is someone who could have been healing from something else in their life, but they feel ready for, to attain more stability with you in this connection. They're ready for the next step here. What's the Four of Cups, though? Two of Wands. So what I see here, guys, is like, this is someone who's going to act on their emotions because they feel like they've had enough time to think about it. Okay. And B, there's something about feeling more confident in their plan. Like maybe in the past they were connecting with you, but they didn't really know what they wanted moving forward. Or even if they did, they didn't know how to communicate it to you. It's more of a courageous or confident energy coming through with the Two of Wands. And I'm also seeing here, guys, like there's less thinking, more doing happening. And I'm strongly getting that because with the Four of Cups, like, you know, this could even be someone who wanted something more with you but wasn't expressing it to you, right? Someone who would do a lot of fantasizing or daydreaming, like I mentioned, but they weren't acting on it. And I just sense like an energy that feels very ready is the best way for me to express this. Ace of Pentacles, an offer that, offering you something you would want to accept. An Ace of Pentacles could also be read as like the path to marriage, right? So someone who has a higher level of commitment on their mind, but they're offering you something in hopes that you guys could become something larger. So the offer right now could be taking you out, right? It could be wanting to be exclusive here. But they do have a bigger goal or a bigger picture in mind when it comes to you. And I think the main thing that they're focused on is stability. Even if you are connecting with this person, but the communication hasn't been consistent, that's, an area you're going to see the change. 5 of Pentacles. This is someone who really misses you, so it could be that they're at a physical distance from you, or they just want to be in your company more often. 2 of Swords. What's the Ace of Pentacles? Yeah, the Page of Wands. So a brand new offer is what I see here. With the 2 of Swords and the 5 of Pentacles, I do see some sort of confusion being cleared up here. And 5 of Pentacles and the 2 of Swords could be someone who also felt like an outsider in your life, where they were having a difficult time finding a solution for an obstacle, or just having a difficult time figuring out what they were working towards or where this connection was headed. 2 of Swords. The Star card. Wow. It's like a very healing energy coming through here, Pisces. And the reason I say that is I feel like on your end, you're finally going to, or you finally feel like you're seeing some sort of progress. But on their end, they feel like they're able to open up to you emotionally, and they feel very heard or understood by you. Some of you could be dealing with an Aquarius. And the Star card and the 2 of Wands could also be someone who is holding on to hope or faith that, they would work something out with you, and now it's coming into fruition here. Because the Star card could also touch on like believing in what is not yet tangible. 5 of Pentacles, the Judgment, the Page of Wands, the Hierophant. Wow. Some of you could be dealing with a Taurus. 9 of Pentacles, 3 of Wands. Yeah. Definitely see this person putting an end to, sure, I could say the stagnant energy, but it's more so someone just putting an end to thinking about you or feeling these emotions and not expressing them. And I see an emotional confession that not only is going to make you very happy, but it's going to change the, trajectory of this connection here. Hierophant, 9 of Pentacles, 3 of Wands, someone who could have been on their own for a very long time, but connecting with you has changed their perspective on love or relationships here. Now, Hierophant, yes, it is a card of commitment, but even if it's not someone who's ready to, dive into a higher level of commitment or marriage, that is what they're working towards, right? The 2 of Wands is like when you are so passionate about something, but you're finally taking the first step. So I wonder if this is like, maybe for some of you it is new, but for others of you, it's like connecting, you have been connecting with this person, but you just don't feel like they were taking that leap of faith, which is where you're going to see a change now. Okay. So that is what I'm getting for you guys this week. I really do hope you were able to find a message that resonated with you here today. And thank you so much for your time.